Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Shranvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Shuhatsatam Nastraprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to this Monday morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you for being here. I seek all of your blessings and prayers to speak something that's valuable for all of us assembled here today. So we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, text, Chapter 9, text 39. 39 and 40 today. Text 39. Pritoham astu bhadram te lokanam vijayechaya yad astau sir gunamayam nirgunam manuvarnayan. Synonyms: Pritaha, pleased, aham, myself, astu, let it be so, bhadram, all benediction, te, unto you, Lokanam, of the planets, Vijaya, for glorification, Ichhaya, by your desire, Yat, that which, Asto sihi, you prayed for, Gunamayam, describing all transcendental qualities. Nirgunam, although I am free from all material qualities, Ma, me, Anuvarnayan, nicely describing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm very much pleased by your description of me in terms of my transcendental qualities, which appear mundane to the mundaners. I grant you all benedictions in your desire to glorify all the planets by your activities. Purport: a pure devotee of the Lord, like Brahma, and those in his line of disciplic succession, always desire that the Lord be known all over the universe by each and every one of the living entities. That desire of the devotee is always blessed by the Lord. The impersonalists sometimes praise for the mercy of the personality of Godhead, Narayana, as the embodiment of material goodness. But such prayers do not satisfy the Lord because he's not thereby glorified in terms of his actual transcendental qualities. The pure devotees of the Lord are always most dear to him. Although he is always kind and merciful to all living entities, Here, the word gunamayam is significant because it indicates the Lord's possessing transcendental qualities. We'll also read text 40. Text 40. Ya etan pumannityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasya shu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshwaraha. Synonyms. Yaha, anyone who, etena, by this, man, human being, nityam, regularly, stutva, praying, stotrena, by the verses, mam, me, bhajet, may worship, tasya, his, asu, very soon, samprasidayam, I shall fulfill, sarva, all, kama, desires, vara, ishvaraha, the Lord of all benediction. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Purport. The prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. The Lord certainly fulfills all desires in regard to transcendental loving service, but he cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees. Even when such casual devotees offer him the best of prayers. So we'll just highlight some of the points from the verse and the purports. So this is actually the end of a section. This title of this chapter is Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy. So as we know how Brahma is born from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and on that stem, the top, there is a lotus, and that's where Brahma is residing, or that's where he is born. And then, when he sees nothing, there is so much darkness, and he's trying to figure out where he's come from or what is the purpose. So he finds, he goes down the stem trying to find his root, where is it coming from, and he couldn't find it. He's not able to find it, but then he just hears this word tapa. So then that means to meditate. So he climbs up and he starts meditating, I forgot, like 1,000 years or something. And after that, the Lord himself gives him his darshan, and he gives him this transcendental knowledge. So then he realizes that his purpose is to create. He needs to create this material world, but he doesn't find the qualification to do so. And so he prays to the Lord, and then he requests the Lord to empower him. So the Lord is he's praying for this creative to be able to create. And then he also prays that once he gets the benediction, the Lord tells him that everything you need is going to be given to you. So when the empowerment comes, he realizes that it's a big task. So he also prays that he doesn't want to be he doesn't want to have pride. He wants to be protected from having this false prestige of being a creator, or taking a pride that he's the creator. So he asked him to save him from any kind of such deviation. And then this section is the reply, Supreme Lord's reply to Brahma, And this is pretty much the end of this section where the Lord is giving his mercy and the benediction in the verse 40. So that's where we're at. From here, we can see that this purport, the first sentence where Prabhupada is written, a pure devotee of the Lord like Brahma and those in his line of disciplic succession always desire that the Lord be known all over the universe by each and every one of the living entities. That desire of the devotee is always blessed by the Lord. So when I read this sentence immediately, I thought of Srila Prabhupada, that how he he had the desire to, or he had given the instruction from his own spiritual master to propagate this Krishna consciousness in Western world, and how he had taken so much difficulty in trying to fulfill that instruction that was given to him, and how he was, despite, when we hear Prabhupada's life and how he had started, like it's pretty much sounds like a mission impossible, and yet it had made possible. So that's when the Lord's desire to bring all the living entities back to him, and also the pure devotee's desire to let the Lord's glory be known all over the universe, how in that desire they're both in line, how the impossible becomes possible. So I was just really having just a lot of, we just recently had Thanksgiving weekend that passed. And, usually Thanksgiving, though it's like a big family thing, but it's time to give gratitude and being thankful for all the things that we have in our lives. And that day I was really this is what actually this came in line with that. I was really feeling grateful that how Srila Prabhupada and this line of disciplic succession that we're part of, how merciful the process is, how merciful all the devotees, the Vaishnavas are. What a wonderful congregation we have in Naperville. It gives such this sense of belonging to be part of this large community. So just, a lot of gratitude to Srila Prabhupada when I was reading this, and then just the time that we're in. So yeah, we can always, we can never forget. We can actually, in one sense, never repay the debt to Srila Prabhupada for what he has given us. So yeah. And also, anytime this point about impersonalist comes, Srila Prabhupada is always reminding the difference between the impersonalists. They, here in his purport, he's describing that they pray for this material goodness to the personality of God in Narayana, as that they think of him as a material goodness, but their prayers, do not satisfy the Lord, because he's actually not glorified in terms of his actual transcendental qualities. So somehow they just seem to miss the point. It's like, you get it, but you don't get it kind of a situation. Even though they understand that Narayana or, is the Supreme Lord, but yet they miss the point that when they call that he's Nirguna, that means not, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have any form or qualities. Rather, it's, he has a transcendental qualities that is not touched by the material modes. So Prabhupada, anytime there is a chance we see to for us to realize or to make us realize the difference, Prabhupada always kind of hits it on the target. And this last point about the pure devotees of the Lord are always most dear to him, although he's always kind and merciful to all living entities. So this point, I was also thinking this point about how the Lord is kind and merciful. Oftentimes, gets challenged or questioned, that, if the Lord is all merciful and kind, then why there is so much suffering in the world, why there is so much pain, and especially as we can see as the Kali Yuga is progressing, things are getting worse and worse, the sufferings are increasing. So this question about always comes up, is Lord partial? If he's all merciful and kind, then why there is so much suffering? So we hear this example, or the example given of the sun. The sun is shining, right? And if the person wants to get the sunlight, he has to go out and stand outside, and all the sun's light and heat he'll be able to feel. But if somebody decides that they want to go and hide in the cave, they want to not come out where the sun is, then, is that sun's fault that the person is not getting the heat and light? Or, is it the person, who's, even though the sun is there, they're not able to tap, to get the benefit of it? So, similarly, the Lord is, Lord's mercy is always there. It may not be how we want it or how a person wants it specifically, but the Lord is kind and merciful. His mercy is always there. And so if person fails to recognize, if they're not able to take that steps towards the Lord and see his kindness, then is that, Lord's fault? It's the person who's not able to recognize that. So I also wanted to highlight that, and then we'll go to text 40. And then, with this Prabhupada is, so this is the last one, the Falashruti, where the Lord is giving this benediction that I will, any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires. So this praying like Brahma, what is that? What does that mean? How was Brahma praying? Brahma was praying with lots of humility, lot of devotion, lot of love, realizing his own insignificance, even though he's going to be the creator of this universe. Like, I mean, that's a huge position, so to speak. And but he's taking, he's really praying. He's praying that, don't let this false pride come in me, because he recognized that can easily creep up, even if you don't want to. Somehow those tendencies can come up. So anybody who prays like Brahma, so just recognizing our own position, we pray every morning that we're the eternal servant of Krishna. We're not Brahmana, we're not Kshatriya, we're not Vaishya, we're not Shudra, nor Grahastha, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, or Sannyasi. We are eternal servant of Krishna. So just remembering and recognizing that are insignificant, how we're eternal servant of Krishna, and praying with this with the love and devotion. That's, that is actually the key, where Krishna says that very soon, it's not like we have to wait a long time. Very soon, person will be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desired, for I'm the Lord of all benediction. So the Lord is giving this benediction to all of us. And the ultimate benediction that the Lord has come to give us in this age of Kali Yuga is Lord Chaitanya coming as Krishna himself and propagating the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name. That is the ultimate benediction the Lord has come to give all of us. In one sense, it's made, he has made it so easy. All we have to do is chant his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In all the other yugas, things were so much more difficult, where you had to meditate for thousands of years in Satya Yuga, or doing the fire sacrifices that required so many ingredients and, everything pure brahmanas chanting properly, then only one will get the benefit. Or doing a grand deity worship or in temple worship. But, all of that is, as we know, is not possible. In Kali Yuga, we don't have the mental capacity, mental or physical capacity to meditate for a long time, or have the ingredients of brahmanas to chant proper mantras, or do some elaborate deity worship. So the Lord has given this his ultimate prime benediction of just chanting the holy name. And all our, in one sense, all our desires, all our will be fulfilled just by offering that prayer. Because as we know, this chanting of the Mahamantra is the best prayer one can offer to the Lord. But as we know, the only, I guess, the caveat or the only ingredient, the most important ingredient, is this love and devotion. How Krishna says in the Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati. In that verse, he wants simple things, just leaf. Like if we think about it, he wants this simple, leaf or a flower, water, like that anybody can offer. But he says that has to be offered, anything that is with love and devotion, then I will accept. Because Krishna is in not need of anything. He doesn't need anything. He has everything. Everything belongs to him. But yet, when we offer something with the simplicity of our heart, that's what Krishna accepts. And this last part where Lord is, Krishna is saying the prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. So it's not for personal use. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. So I was thinking of a pastime where Krishna, I'm not recalling the exact pastimes, but I think it was during the time when Krishna has gone to be messenger, like a peace messenger, to see Duryodhana in Hastinapura. And then when he goes, Duryodhana has when he hears, he gets like a nice welcoming dinner and set up for him. Like, he sets welcoming Krishna with a lot of pomp. But Krishna, of course, recognizes his inner desires, that what is really he's trying to do. So Krishna doesn't accept that offering by Duryodhana. Rather, he goes to Vidura's house, and he, Vidura's wife is giving him banana peel, and he gladly accepts it. And, that's what, she was so overwhelmed by Krishna being there, and just out of her love, she forgets what she's doing. So she offers the banana peel, and Krishna accepts that. So, that's what the Lord is looking for, is that our heart, not necessarily just our actions, or just not superficially offering with love and devotion. So yeah, devotees, that's what I have prepared. So I will just, stop right here and open it up for any suggest any comments, questions, corrections, anything if you like to add from the verses.
Hare Krishna, Govinda Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada.
All
I'm
glories.
sorry I joined late, but the class, it was wonderful. I mean, you covered all aspects, the very right, I mean, giving the very right meaning to it. So wonderful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All
Mataji,
glories.
yeah, as usual, wonderful class, so I was very involved in listening to whatever you were saying. So when it comes to the sufferings, generally the statement that is made is, oh, if Lord is fair, why are there sufferings? As if sufferings is inflicted by the Lord. The Lord doesn't inflict any sufferings. So it'll be nice if you can talk a little bit about it. And then about the other one, you ended with Patram Pushpam Parantoyam. If you look at the child, when the child is playing, maybe it's a doll of Krishna or a picture of Krishna. What do? They put it on something that they think is an altar, and all they do is give water or a leaf, and it comes from the heart. They have not read Bhagavad Gita at that age, but they still do it. So just your comments on this, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. About the last one, yeah, the child is so innocent, right? Like they don't have in one we say that they're so innocent, they don't have anything in their heart. And so when they offer it, just as sweet, it's a sweet exchange. Yeah, even though they don't know it, but from the child example that we can see that this devotion or this love for Krishna is dormant in all of our hearts. It's there. So when they offer it, we can see it from that example that, yeah, it's there. It's just waiting to be awakened. How we get that example in Nectar of Devotion that, everybody, every living entity has this propensity in their heart to serve Krishna. Is just lying dormant. So oftentimes, yeah, that's from kid example, or even sometimes like some child that starts singing this Hare Krishna mantra. So we can see that it's there. And that's, how I connect it when I see this kids offering, just having their own altar and simply offering it. And then about the suffering, that's like a huge topic. I fully don't have like an understanding of that, but I remember Gopalari Prabhu in one of his class, he was talking, I think it was like problem of the evil or something, some topic was there where he went in different length of how different philosophers or different people, how they have tried to address that from a different point of view. I was actually looking for my notes. I had made notes on that because I thought it was really helpful to understand that. So I don't know, Gopali Prabhu's here, if he can add something to it. I don't remember. I don't fully, recollect all the points. But yeah, Prabhu, that's what I can tell you. If I find my notes, maybe, I'll type it up and send it. I don't have, besides what I shared, I don't have any like deep realizations or explanation on that topic.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you
Hi.
so much. I was I mean, the purport of the 40th verse is, caught my attention. Prabhupada is very, I mean, what do you call, straight. Because he's saying that, one can chant only these prayers, not to fulfill one's own sense gratification. The whole purport is based on that. So, uh, interesting to see that purport.
Yeah, Prabhupada is always Yeah, I mean, I find that Prabhupada is, always reminding us. So actually, one of my son was just sharing, he's reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was just sharing, Prabhupada is saying same thing again and again, Mom. That's all I hear. Krishna is the absolute truth. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We need to, just serve him. And I said, yes, Prabhupada oftentimes is saying the same thing, but are we really able to grasp it, understand it, apply it? So yeah, I just find that Prabhupada is always, somewhere or the other is trying to remind us that it is not your own personal sense gratification that, you should offer these prayers. Like, what is the purpose of these prayers? What should be the mood? So yeah.
Yeah, nothing less than pure devotional service.
Nothing less than
Nothing.
pure devotional service. That is, so he reminds us of our aim also constantly. Because, yeah, I mean, I speak for myself, I read it so much, but I sure forget, next moment. So, yeah, Prabhupada is kind like that. Okay, Prabhu, if nothing else is there,
If I might add 1 minute something about
sure.
Radha Kunja Bihari Prabhu's question about the suffering still. Yeah, I liked what he said. You have to come out in the sun to be able to experience the light and the heat. So if this transcendental knowledge about the Supreme Lord Krishna being there for each and every living entity, that is Bhava Maha Davakni Nirvapanam. If that message reaches everybody, everyone, the situation in the material world will be so much different. So we in summer in America, we are so used to the very heavily air conditioned insides, and then we buy vitamin D3. So I mean, similarly, people are so ill informed about Krishna still, about the meaning of Krishna worship and what it brings us. Lord Chaitanya has benedicted. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mathaji. Okay, Prabhu, we'll conclude here for today.
Thanks.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada